Right, so I've got the blue, which I used before. Only difference is a little bit less white in with it. Just a little bit less white in there. Now with that, I want a big body of water in, but I know there's a big hill coming down here, you see. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark out first of all that hill, where it's going to go. In fact, it's going to come out to about there actually. Yeah, that's about right. So in here, just in this bottom edge, I'm going to paint in some of this dark bluey colour, because what happens is it starts off down in here really dark and then gets lighter and lighter the closer to the land it gets, but it's still pretty dark as this water. Good and dark colour. I mixed up a load with the knife, a load of that colour, so that I could do this without having to worry about getting it on straight away really fast, and blend that in with these vertical strokes side to side, just in there, just like nice and blend it in, and then same over in here all the way up. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to allow that colour to mix more. I'm going to run out of colour first by blending all that out nice, and when I start running out of colour, I'm going to just come up into this light area and be a bit more gentle, and that'll allow it to mix a bit more with the liquid white. See that? Instantly it will become lighter because it's mixing with this liquid white that we've got up on here. Now this actually comes right through. Remember I said it follows through into here, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that light colour just in there on the water's edge. There. Still relatively dark as this water, but it's definitely lighter towards the water's edge. There. So I'll put all that in, and then I'll just come back and blend right over that. There. Because I don't want it to be too distinct. The light is coming from this side, so this water is slightly lighter in there where you can see that. So I'm going to leave that pretty light. It's only going to be a little bit of it showing in there, you see. That's good. Right, so I'm going to use this colour now. I'm going to actually blend this darker colour up into this. So I'm just touching the darker colour that I put in below. I'm going to come right up into that. Like I say, it's quite a dark lake, and already you'll be getting little indications of things going on in there. And right underneath that with a bit more colour. There, that's it. There, that's great. Now I've got some black out here. I'm going to mix that black with that colour, and then just in the very bottom part we're going to use that really dark black colour. Down into there, and allow that to blend up gently into that. With this darker factors colour. Don't have to get it perfect first time, because I like to go back anyway with the knife. Just get it somewhere near what you're wanting. I know it goes off in the distance slightly in there. Run out of colour a bit. Right, so use the opposite side. Just making it that tiny bit darker on that bottom edge. and then blend that up. Same in there. Just break that line up so it's not just a solid line at the top. Make that area a bit darker. See how I come down a bit too low just there? I'll show you how easy it is to get that back. I'm not really bothered about that, I just want to get it, some of this dark in there. Even up in there sometimes I want a bit more of the dark. There's some lovely areas where we're going to have snow on this as well. Same in here, just going to come up along. Keep reloading your brush, and when I do it, I load the brush to a chiseled edge, sharp point, and that gives you this lovely, this way of doing these lovely edges. I wanted it to be predominantly darker in there. There's going to be some snow on this, as I said before. It's going to be a lovely one. Really enjoying doing this picture. It was sent to me by a good friend called Patrick, a subscriber, and they wanted to see if I would do it for him and paint it, and there we go. It's a really nice scene. I will find out from him where it is very soon. I'm not sure of the name of the place. Just know it's a really nice spot. These mountains, and I have some mountains just behind. Normally I'd paint them in first, but they were going to be a bit too awkward. A bit of dark just in there, the bottom of that. Going up into there. I'm just scrubbing a bit of this darking for now. In all the areas where it's going to need some of that darker tone, I'm scrubbing that in. And then, like under this rock, there'll be some snow. And in the lighter areas, that's where I'll put the snow. There we go. It's nice. Even up in them parts now and again. Again, a bit more dark. Sometimes I have to go over it 2 or 3 times, you know, to get it as dark as you really want it to be. I know there's a lot of snow up in here, so I'm just going to put a few little shadow colours in, and then that'll mix and stand out underneath still. There's quite a lot of broken snow on this. Mush it in there. More dark just in there. Try and balance things out basically. Right. Now, as I said before, you don't need to worry about this waterline. What I'll do, I'll just probably come from this side and just run the knife through. I like to actually run it backwards and forwards when I'm doing it like so. There. So real place that I'm actually painting here, so I'm really trying to get myself in the zone, you know, for this place, as though we're actually there myself. It's the way I work. I try to visualise that I'm actually there. Just going to go over that top bit a bit of shadow in that, and it's still got a bit of shadow actually coming through over into here. It's a bit darker. You need some patience for stuff like this when you're painting from real life. Patience is the key, but the buzz you get from doing it makes it well worthwhile. The more you challenge yourself in life, the better the feeling once you actually accomplish your challenge. These are the things that really inspire me, you see, the real places. I love to paint from my imagination now and again, and that's fine, but mainly I like to paint real places. That's what really gets me going. That's what I really enjoy. Right, that's a good stage now. Now we've got a little mountain that's just in the background, so I'm going to use some titanium white. Straight titanium white with this brush that's dirty, and what that does, it'll pick up the colour that's underneath. And then just here and there we've got some little snowy parts. I'm just going to come down and mark out where this little snowy area is. I know it's somewhere about in there. And it comes along and it nearly knocks out the top, just in there. So I'll bring that through, and then it continues on underneath. See, I'm not worrying about the bottom at the moment, that's irrelevant. There. Now I can blend underneath, just here and there. And then leave a few areas totally clear. Like this is quite wide in here, so sometimes you might have to go over it a couple of times. It's going to mix with that colour underneath. Now this colour should be perfect for that mountain in the background. So just up in here, behind these, there it is. In fact, I might just do my best to get rid of that edge first. We'll come up in there with that and put this little mountain in. And by picking up a bit of that colour sometimes that'll work. Just a bit there, you don't want a lot. See that? And it just wants to have a small little blue hue to it. So a little blue hue. So just over in here, you touch some of that. And then I need an area that comes up and joins onto that. There we go. That's it. Now on this mountain in the background there is a bit of snow. So first of all I'll just block it in slightly. I'll use that to rest my hand. I'm just putting the dark in. That's spot on. Actually another little peak just there as well. But this is quite a distance away. Now on that I'm just going to put some snow. In fact, before I get too carried away, just over here I have another which is coming from behind it again, just up in there, and then down and vanishing. A bit darker, that one. Quite a bit darker. Now we'll go back to the clean white, both sides, and I will just touch gently on there, and it will mix slightly with the colour that's on there, and it'll just look like little bits of snow. Same up in here, straight line. You need quite a bit of paint, and then just I touch it first, just rub it a bit in. Wipe it all off with your brush, so you've got a clean brush, and then you just play with that. Just want that indication of some snow in there. Far, far away. Far, far away. Right, that's great. Now we'll get that dark colour again, which I was using, for bluey lavender with a bit of black in it. And then for this edge again here, for this closer mountain, I just come back through as though it's not even there, that mountain, and it'll sort that out. A few shadows down in there. And then same over this side, come right underneath it. Now they look like they're behind, really far away, just little tiny mountains. Love it. Right, I'm just coming back to my white again. Titanium white, and then just under here we've got a little snow drift, so there's some snow just under that, and then it disappears off into oblivion. Got a bit of snow just coming down into there slightly. It actually comes right through from there. That's it. Now with some of this I just want to tap just in here. See, that's a little bits of snow drift going on. Be nice and loose with it. All I want is the definition between the lights and the darks. You can always make it darker, you can never make it lighter again. But you can, but it takes a lot more effort. Just on the water's edge, I've noticed there's like some little areas where the snow's just going up the side, like so. I'll just put a few of them in on the edge. Quite a lot actually, all the way along. I'm just using a filbert brush, that's it. I want it to stay pretty dark in there, so I'll just have a couple of little snowy parts. But there's a bit of snow in there as well. There. Now over on this top ridge, I'm just going to put some more white in and tap down there a bit as though there's a few stands of trees going down and just the snow in between them. Now edge actually I can put back in again now. It comes right up to there and then right back down again. Again, I want that to disappear off, so I'm just going to tap around it into the shadows there, and it'll just gently underneath make it look like there's little rocks and stuff down in there, loads of little trees. A lot going on with this, and it gets darker as it goes over this way, so we see less of the snow. There's some areas where you see a little bit of snow just in there. Just on water's edge. Here and there make the white a little bit more distinct. You want to put some more darks back in again, you see, as well, into the shadows, just here and there. I'm going to use a palette knife as well in certain parts, but for now I'm just trying to get a bit of this colour in. Now this actually along here now has got white on the top, a lot of white on the top edge. Blend that in, just tap underneath it slightly on that side. It just leaves little details and all sorts of little things going on in there. Start again in there. Now, I'm just going to have a go with my knife and have a little play with that. So, just in here, just going to touch it gently and let it break. Just on here. You hold the knife so flat that I always put my finger in my water, but that's not a problem, don't worry about that. That's easy to remedy. Using the knife is all about angles and being very, very delicate. Allowing the canvas to just take off what it wants. And don't rush it. If you don't get it the first time, don't worry about it, try again. Gently come over it. If you get too much on there, you can actually scrape it off and start again. Every time it's practice and you've learned something, and that's the key thing, that's what really matters. You're doing this to learn. Once you've learned it, it's second nature to you, and you'll just adore it. And I can guarantee that not more addictive for me than my art, other than my girlfriend. Oh, that's great. Put a little bit down on water's edge around there. Same up in here. We've got some darker areas just in there. But where this white is, in fact I might just go to the small part now. Just brighten up certain spots. In there. Put a bit more paint. And the knife will allow you to do that. Same over in here. Just get a bit more paint in there. Nice one. Having a lot of fun with this. run the knife right through again. Now over this side we've got quite a bit more snow on it, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just put a tiny bit in there. And then over in here, following the angle of the mountain as you come down, just follow that angle. That's good. And when you run out of paint, reload, fresh load. Pull it through a knife, through a paper towel, clean off, and you're good to go again basically. With the white. So just up in here, like I said, there's quite a lot going on. A lot of this snow. There's actually quite a lot of distance, really far away. You can hardly see them, but there's a lot of evergreen trees on this area. A lot of rocks, like a rock face. Sometimes on the bottom edge you can just touch a bit along the waterline. There's a bit in there. Great stuff. Right, just down in the water. Remember my little finger mark? Good thing about wet on wet. A razor made brush. Can't go wrong. Now I know I've got a couple of shade colours, just like a shaded white. Just over in here slightly, but there's not a lot of it. There really isn't a lot of it. First of all, I'm just going to go in there where there's quite a bit more snow. Put a few bits in there. Up against those darks. That's it. And then now I've run out of paint, I might try, might have just enough. That's it. Just put a bit on top of there. Just a little bit that you can see. So now I'll clean off the knife, use a small edge, and I'll just break that up so it's not got a line under it. And just a tiny bit of snow then just sitting on the top. Again, I use the knife so low in the water that I always end up touching it, but it's not a problem. Now with that shadow colour and the white, just want to come over in here a bit. Very gentle. You can't put too much pressure on when you hold the knife with two fingers. So when I'm doing this, most of the time, I'm just holding it with the most gentlest touch, and then two fingers just in there, and just letting it just gently drag over the surface. I'll put a few little ones just in background as well. I come back as well with a small part of the knife, and you can really play with that then. I want that to be quite shadowed, that snow just in there.